Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the HighLevel Release Radar, where we recap the new releases that went out over the past 5 days. We're in the week of August 5th to August 9th, heading into the midpoint of sort of the end of summer. Ryan, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
How's
Been a great week. I will say I'm pretty impressed that all these releases went out this week, considering that the dev team and a lot of the Eastern Hemisphere was recovering from the retreat. So congrats on keeping up with the pace.
They did. They rebounded hard. We've got a solid week of releases for sure. So let's fire up the deck and let's hop into it. Release number 1 of the week. Calendars got Razorpay in calendar payments. Razorpay, big payment gateway. I think it's probably the top payment gateway in India, right? And so now in calendars.
I kind of like their UI. Like you get a little QR code here in this next screenshot. I mean, I've never used it, but it kind of looks cool.
Interesting. Nice. I like it. Cool. So another big advancement. I know that, folks in India were so excited for Razorpay. I'm sure they're going to be just excited now that it is integrated into calendars. I'm really excited to see payments and products continue to unfold into calendars because once you can do all the product stuff with calendars, I think that's going to be a huge leap forward and unlock a lot of possibilities as well.
Yeah.
Workflows got a really big update. I saw the reaction to this was massive. So you now have history for GPT actions in the workflow builder. You want to walk us through why that might be significant?
Yeah. So last week we kind of gave you a sneak peek last week. This week it's in Labs. So you can go switch it on in Labs. And basically what this does is you can define what memory, the span of the memory of the ChatGPT action. So you could say, hey, for all the things that are happening within this workflow, we want you to keep that in context, or maybe it's just for a step, or maybe you have some sort of custom memory key that you want to use. So for the bot builders and people that are looking to, expand what they can do with AI within a workflow, this gives you a lot more control over the context, or kind of like what that bot or the ChatGPT action knows.
No more amnesia for the workflow bots.
Yeah, they're not starting over each time. Maybe that's a better way to say it.
Yeah, pretty awesome. I'm really excited to see what the community does with this because, again, the reaction was pretty huge. So I think a lot of people already have a solid idea of what they're going to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Workflows also got some new filters for invoice statuses, which is nice. So now we can kick off our workflows based on a variety of options here.
Yeah. Not only that, but you can now those statuses also got put down to the actions filter. So like on the next slide, there's just a basic example of if you were to split this off into a branch, then you could say, like, okay, if they signed it, then they're going to go down this branch. If they haven't paid yet, they'll go down this branch, and so forth. So opens up a lot of cool possibilities for automating your invoice and payment situation.
Nice. That's awesome. Next up, we have mobile app got a nice update, POS integration with service calendars. This is pretty cool and getting really granular. You want to walk us through this one?
Yeah. So what's neat about this is that you can take like a deposit. So you do a partial payment, and then when you go and deliver the service, on the mobile app, you can complete the rest of it. With regard to the service calendar. So that's kind of like the use case that they were outlining with this release. And I think it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. Really nice feature for folks that are in the trades businesses, taking payments on site once they finish the job. UI looks great. UX looks great. So kudos to the team. Nice rollout. Reporting got another update. So Reddit ads attribution and enhanced attribution report table. Is that a typo or is that really Reddit ads?
It's really Reddit ads. So the distinction here is that if you use the parameter, I actually have it written here, Reddit_ad in your UTM source, then it will put it into social category. So it's just organizing how those UTMs are coming in for paid social. And then we're also getting the these two new UTM parameters in here for source and term. So that's for people that love UTMs, more stuff there, and a nicer looking table as well.
Nice. I like that. And clearly that request came from the community, which is interesting because I feel like Reddit is really becoming more and more sort of popular as far as people paying attention to it.
Yeah, it kind of used to be like a niche, very focused kind of social network, but it's definitely becoming more popular, especially with Google's sort of partnership with them, displaying a lot of Reddit
Yeah,
results in the SERP. Yeah.
absolutely. And didn't they also make a deal with ChatGPT where it can train on Reddit?
Yeah. Yeah. The
That is
lawyers are getting excited about this. So, but yeah, there's a
interesting.
lot of content there.
Reddit really bolstering its position here.
Mhm.
Okay, workflow's got another update. The GPT-4o went to GPT-4o Mini. Do you know anything
Well,
about
yeah.
it?
So before it was like 3.5 turbo, and I hate their naming convention, but anyway, it's like 3.45 turbo and then like 4 turbo, something like that. So essentially you still have access to those, as you can kind of see in this walkthrough. But the two new ones is you can make a distinction between 4.0 and 4.0 Mini. 4.0 Mini is pretty good. It's a lot cheaper. So I guess if you're running like tons of requests, it might make sense for really simple stuff. But the big news really is that you got access to 4.0, which is kind of the gold standard right now. Of course,
Nice.
that'll change in a week. So
Yeah, exactly. But don't worry, we'll be on it when it does.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, this one's awesome. So WhatsApp got a huge update. You can now do voice notes in WhatsApp, which is really huge because I mean, very popular in I think all messaging apps nowadays, voice notes. It's desktop only for now, but the mobile team's already working on it, so it should roll out in the mobile app very soon as well. Love this one.
Yeah, really nice little UI, very similar to like iOS or I'm sure Android. I haven't used an Android in a while, but nice little UI there for recording, reviewing, and then sending it.
I don't know if you saw me ask the team about, is this going to roll out into RCS? And apparently that voice notes are not a part of RCS yet, which is kind of annoying, but hopefully they add that. So
Yeah,
that add it there as well.
it's definitely like a supported feature in RCS, but yeah, it'll come in a little bit. So.
Oh, it is? Because I thought the feedback we got was it's not even a supported feature. So we'll have to run that
Well,
down.
maybe not we might be getting into the weeds, but the implementation maybe not, but like RCS generally supports it. So.
Oh, all right. Well, then we'll have to go back and run that down.
We might be getting people. All right.
Conversation AI got another update. You can now, this one's kind of cool. Okay, so multiple messages in one workflow action. So before, if you have experience with this, you know what I'm talking about. When you would build a chatbot in the workflow builder, it creates the branches, and you would want to use like a go-to step to loop them back to the same disposition if it didn't like figure out what their intent was. And now you don't have to do that. You can say, hey, I wanted to go back and forth up to whatever, 10 times until it figures out what the disposition is to send them down the right channel. So this is something that the team's been working on for a little bit now. And I know they're pretty proud of this. So this should make bot building a lot easier and cleaner, I would say. Not sure if you've played with this yet, Ryan, but did you have to do the go-to thing? Did you ever mess with that?
Yeah. When I played to it, the go-to is kind of annoying. I mean, it looked cool in the workflow, but it gets complicated, and this makes it way simpler.
Yeah. So if you're building chatbots in HighLevel Workflow Builder, you should be excited about this one. Go check it out. You don't have to do that little go-to hack anymore.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is really big. FormBuilder got an update, and Survey Builder. You can now do math calculations. And so, Ryan, I'm assuming, it looks like you've got a couple of screenshots in here.
Yeah.
The UI of this looks really awesome, and the power of this, I mean, I can't wait to see what people build.
Yeah, there's this new element, I believe it's called score. And so when you pull in the score, you can go over to the calculations tab, and that's where you can kind of do all this in case you're looking for it. But yeah, what's neat is that you could take custom fields that have numbers, and then you can make calculations based on that kind of stuff. So you can imagine any kind of calculator that you're looking at. Obviously, calculator is like kind of a whole industry. I mean, there's all kinds of softwares that do these custom calculators and stuff. So I'm really excited to see what can get built here. We're working on a couple ideas internally to kind of off sell HighLevel and show what great value would be, between different features and that kind of a thing. So this is just the start. It's definitely going to improve and get better, but I think this is a really, really like sleeper feature that can really unlock a lot of potential for folks.
Absolutely. And, I'm running through the scenarios in my head. I forget what I was thinking of the other day, and I haven't tested this, but I was like, because you can use logic on that field, I think you could do things like, let's say, I don't know, you're doing a ticket for something and you can't have more than X amount of people on the boat. And it's like, if they put in more than 12, hide the submit button or something. So I think there's all sorts of like really cool things that this is going to unlock when you need to add up, subtract, multiply, do whatever between fields. And then you can then go actually off of the score field, and the score field doesn't even have to be shown on the front end, right? So I think a lot of people will hide the scored field on the back end, you doing stuff with it. So it just unlocks a whole world of flexibility. And again, can't wait to see what people build. Next up, the chat widget got new color options in the theme customizer. These look great.
Yeah, so not the prettiest design I was messing with there, but essentially like almost all the elements now can be customized in terms of color, even the outline of the picture and everything like that. So really neat.
Really cool. A lot of flexibility. I love ones like these because it really just gives SaaSpreneurs the even more ability to create something that visually looks distinct from everyone else, right? So further brand your white label, further distance yourself, and make yourself unique. So great update. Love it. Looks beautiful. Check that out if you want to jazz up your chat widget. Perhaps the biggest release in quite some time is the new Facebook Ad Manager is live in labs. You can now run Facebook ads without having to leave HighLevel. Ryan, thoughts on this so far?
It's really cool. I've gone through a couple of walkthroughs with the team. I mean, I think what's neat is that if you've already got Business Manager set up, there's an option for that. Or if you want everything kind of managed within HighLevel, it makes it just this nice wrapped up package where everything can get done right in HighLevel. And so options for no matter what kind of stuff you're doing with Facebook ads, there's a good integration for both of those use cases. And the entire flow is just really nice. It's like all the wonkiness of the Business Manager has been taken out of the mix, and we've simplified a lot of stuff.
And I think that's a good point to point out. And I think we're still working on the language of all this to make it clear, but it's really powerful that there are two options. If you're already using Meta Business Manager, Facebook Business Manager, Ads Manager, et cetera, you don't have to stop doing that. You can plug in your own and basically set a service fee that you want to charge to your clients, enable for them to have it happen in-app. The alternative is also there, which I think is awesome. Right now, it's in this screenshot labeled done for you. I think that label is going to change because that's a little misleading. But basically, it spins up dynamically an ad manager account on the back end. So you can literally just run ads right from the sub account without ever having to go into Business Manager. It just sort of creates like a phantom one, and everything is managed within the platform, and you can put a margin on the ad spend, which is incredible. So really excited for this release. Like Ryan said, I don't know do we have more screenshots of?
Yeah, I put a bunch in, and we already have a video lined up that should be launching next week. So that'll go very much in depth with all this stuff. But yeah, tons of potential here. Like if you're even remotely considering doing this, you need to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. The UX is awesome. It really simplifies the experience of launching an ad. You can get a launched ad, I don't know, probably in less than a minute if you're moving. But it looks awesome. You've got tons of options as far as the targeting and the geo targeting and all that kind of stuff. It's beautifully built, and it's in Labs. So if you want to check it out, just head into Labs, activate that, and you can now run ads without leaving HighLevel and put a margin on the spend, which I think is amazing. So huge release to the team. I'm sure you'll see a lot of iterations to this over the coming weeks as we continue to make it more and robust, meaning adding Instagram, adding Google ads in there. The roadmap for this is really just getting started. But today, this week was a huge step forward for that product. Forms and surveys got another update. This is a nice little quality of life one. You can now control the spacing between the fields, which I think Ryan and a lot of others in the community can relate to the frustration of not being able to do that in the past. And now you have full control over that. So just more control without having to use CSS. Prospecting tool got an interesting update. It now tracks the response time of folks leaving review responses. And I thought the use case for this is pretty slick, actually, because it basically tells you if they have AI review reply already happening, right?
Yes. And like I put two screenshots in here. One was this, and then the second one will show like the number of days. And I just think that's such a powerful tool to be able to go to business and say, like, here's exactly where the problem is. If you're not responding quickly or you haven't responded to many, you're just leaving money on the table. Let us help you with that with Review AI, or setting up an automation for responding to reviews, or just even the manual thing is way easier than having to log into every single system. So this is the easy button for you. Let's go ahead and sign here on the contract.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk a lot more about this lately, which I think is great, because statistics, there's a lot of data that shows businesses that reply to the reviews. It's definitely a positive signal when it comes to ranking a local business, because if you think about it, it makes sense, right? It shows Google that the business is engaged. And so we could see before in the scan tool result whether they were replying or not, but now we actually see how long it takes them. So you can, it's just another piece of information to leverage. But you can also see if it's really short, they reply to every review quickly, you can probably assume that they already have Review AI in place. And so, that might not be a great prospect. So always great to have more information, and that's a pretty cool piece of info to have. Email Builder got a nice little update here. You can now embed live videos into email using the video element, which was great. This one's very helpful for us. We want to start sending out the release radars that you're watching. And because we record them live, they show up in YouTube as a live, which is, I guess, different than a regular video. So the team made that tweak, and now you can embed those using the...
This was a selfish release for us, but you win too, so...
That's right. Everybody wins with this release.
Yeah.
Client portal mobile app Collab is now in Labs. So you can toggle that on as well. You want to talk a little bit about the app and the ability?
Yeah, so we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, in case you missed it. And the idea is that you can have us build you a white label version of Collab, which is essentially your community and courses app. It's a beautiful app. It works really, really well. I use it every single day. But if you want to put your own brand on it and kind of have a lot of consistency, now you have the ability to do that. There's a nice little builder that's right in the community section, and you can kind of get that process started.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is huge, right? Because let's say your client has a really, thriving community. The fact that you can now give it to them under their own brand is huge. And the fact that it's only, what is it, $50 a month? I mean, the white labeled HighLevel app is $497 a month. So the fact that this is so affordable, I think is fantastic. So can't wait to see all those white labels roll out. But now it's in Labs, and you can turn that on. Dashboards got a new widget, the sales efficiency widget. This one's pretty cool. Did you check this out?
Yeah, it makes these calculations. I actually didn't spend a whole lot of time going through this, but it makes a bunch of calculations based on the amount of time that you're on the phone, amount of time it takes to close a deal, and then we can kind of divide those numbers those numbers up to an efficiency score.
Yeah, very nice. Custom dashboards available on 497. I think we're going to bring, like, you'll be able to do a little bit of that on 297 soon. But custom dashboards look awesome. If you haven't checked them out before, this is just another addition to making those, adding more flexibility there that you can create all sorts of reports. Looks great. Love it. Next up, Conversation AI got an update where appointment booking intent switch use case. There was, I guess in the past, if Conversation AI booked an appointment and then somebody came back wanting another appointment, it was telling them that they couldn't do that. And now they made a fix on the back end and that problem has been solved. So if you're running into that.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool too, because it like tells you when your appointment is. It's almost like a little assistant. When's my appointment for this? It knows. So it's neat.
It does. So if you were seeing any frustration around that, that's been cleaned up. Go test it out. You'll be psyched on the new result. Dashboards got another enhancement here. We have attribution parameters on opportunity widgets. So we can now, I guess, sort, or what does this unlock here?
Oh, so this unlocks some filtering, and for certain UTM parameters. I can actually see us being able to use this in a couple of instances for stuff we would normally use GA4 for. So just more expansion into being able to really define what data you really want to look at based on UTM parameters and other attributions.
Yeah, this is great, especially with how annoying GA4 is. We basically kind of have all the tools now in HighLevel to build the reports that we want to see. So this is nice. Great work to the dashboard team. Do we have another view here? Okay, so this is another shot of it in action. Awesome. Membership courses got an update. We have additional payment option support. Looks like SEPA, band contact, ideal. Don't know what these are, but it sounds like people have been requesting them, and here they are.
Yeah, for everybody in the EU, this is for you. We have not forgotten about you.
Fantastic. Some other enhancements that rolled out this week. Conversation AI got new query detection flow. No, I didn't hear much about that. Ryan, anything you want to add there?
Yeah. So the reviews, the flow will review like the last 5 messages to be a little bit more accurate, have more context, like we've been talking about. There's a new dynamic query extraction, which is really cool. Automatically extracts accurate queries for conversations. And then the bot training utilization uses specific bot training data from your sub account to give you tailored responses. So I think the summary of this is a lot of really fancy, crazy behind the scenes stuff happening to make Conversation AI much smarter at detecting what the question actually is and how to respond to it.
Nice. And then documents and contracts got an update where you can now add one-time products and recurring products into the list. I guess before, if you were doing recurring and you put a one-time in, it got treated as recurring, and now that's been cleaned up.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's get to the part of the show. That is an awesome gift that you found this week. We've got some epic upcoming releases. That guy certainly is fired up.
If you've never been fire surfing, Chase, apparently you haven't lived. So
that looks pretty interesting. I kind of wonder how they even pulled that off. So let's check out what we've got coming down the pipeline in the near future. This one's fantastic. So events are coming to communities, and I think we have a couple of screenshots for this. This is really great. I think this is becoming something that is just super popular in communities. You're planning webinars, you're planning meetups, whatever it may be. We can now, or we will be very soon, be able to plan those out right in communities in HighLevel. The UX looks awesome on this. We go ahead and create an event. We're going to have a whole new events calendar to monitor and manage those events. I just think this looks great. I think this is going to be a huge hit. And we've got one more.
This is like like some serious clean UI, and this is like Facebook early days where everything was simple. Like I love how they've approached this.
Yeah, I think it looks great. Can't wait to see this roll out. I think people are going to be thrilled for sure. All right, what else do we have coming in the near future? We've got customer accounts for e-com. What are we looking at here?
So this one caught my eye in a town hall that we were doing. The ability to, like, you know, hey, your order's on the way, or you want to view past orders, that kind of functionality. So you can go ahead and click that and log in and see all your past orders. I think there's tremendous utility in this, and it really adds a level of professionalism. Like you don't just have a bunch of order forms that are kind of fancy. It's like a real system that you can really provide a lot of, you know, information to the customers, and it makes the whole experience way better. So I really love this feature coming out soon.
Yeah, and again, the UI on that just looks awesome.
Yeah.
Really excited to see eCom continue to advance. If you haven't checked it out, and you've got products to sell, check it out. It's so easy to spin up an e-com store, and we've got the Printful integration. So if you want to automate shipping, printing and shipping and fulfillment for swag, I think that in itself is a huge opportunity for sure. All right, well, that wraps us up. As always, we want to know what your favorite release of the week was. So please let us know in the comments wherever you are watching this video. Before we wrap, I'm also going to give a plug to summit.go-highlevel.com. The summit is right around the corner, and it's selling out pretty quickly. If you want to come and hang out at our big event, there's going to be about 1,000 high levelers there this year in Dallas. Ryan and I will be there. We hope that you can make it. Again, the tickets are running out. It's summit.go-highlevel.com. The event's in October. Go check it out if you're interested, and I would jump on those tickets if you do want to come, because they will be gone soon. I think that's it for the week, Ryan. We'll see him next Friday.
See you later.